Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. Do I have stories? Oh, look, my hair is even lopsided. Do I have stories to tell about today? Oh, my fabulous friends. Do I have stories about today? Well, let me start off without being rude. I just want to say hello, good morning. Welcome to Just Fabulous. My name is Paige, and today we're doing a live in the kitchen while I do things in the kitchen. That's our life today. I am, yeah, so I'm going to start story time, story time, story time. I'm telling you, today has been out of control. I am at, it is 9:11 in the morning, and yeah, I feel like it's been an out of control day. I definitely have on my other channel right here so I can see everybody. I want to be able to adjust my settings. For some reason I cannot see it live on my laptop. What is this? This is giving me playback speeds. I'm telling you, I'm having a heck of a day. I have it over there. I'm only going to get top messages. I don't know. Let me go up there and I have loop. I have ambient mode. It's not giving me my messages so I can see everybody. Let me see if I type. I'm telling you. I am telling you, I've had a wild day. This is the least of it. So first things first, excuse me, I have got to get my hair straight on my head because that's going to drive me batty the whole entire live. So let's fix that. Yes. We shall just pull it over to the side a little more, but I can't look at myself for an entire live with lopsided hair. That's number one. And number two, like I said, we are an hour or two behind on my plans. I had plans of how this week was, there we go, that is much better. How this week was supposed to go, and so far I am rolling with the punches of it ain't going that way. However, we just keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. First things first, I'm gonna get these dishes washed, put away. I was gonna be so organized, right? And I came to get all of my stuff to make my dinner set up. Look, I have these cute little containers. It would be easy to be live. I go to get all the ingredients, and lo and behold, I do not have all the ingredients. So here I am running to the grocery store yet again. And I had said this week, I am not going but one time a week. And it didn't happen. It did not work out that way. It did not work out that way. I can't even find my like. I'm telling you, I am a hot mess today. But we shall get through it. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, I just touched something that I shouldn't. Oh, I'm copying and sharing links. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to go here. I wanted to try to tap on my screen to get all of the, not just my top fans, but all, I wanted to see everybody. For some reason, I'm having a very difficult time. Okay, well, that's just how it is. I'm not gonna mess anymore. So, I had to take an hour because it takes time to go down to the store, get back from the store, get the stuff at the store. So, like I said, now we're running about an hour late. It's okay. It's okay. Next week, my goal is I'm going to make a list of what we are going to be having for dinner, and I will go from there. I love the Amish butter. I don't know if anybody else buys it like that, but that's how I get mine. Only problem is they only make it salted, so for baking and stuff, I have to buy the unsalted. I just don't have, or if I don't have unsalted, I will just leave, if it, you know how when you're baking sweets, it'll call for that sugar, pinch of salt. I would just leave that out. And, okay, so I have my things, and of course, even though my son told me he did not need sliced cheese, he did. But while I was there, I went ahead and got him some pecan swirls because I'm a good mom. I like to, my love language, actually, here's the thing. My love language is buying, shopping, stuff like that. So, and my husband likes the Arizona iced tea. I don't know why. I can brew tea, put tea, but this is what they like. You know, sometimes in life, we work so hard, we have to just have something that's making our life sweet. And if that's the something, then that's the something. My pantry is in such desperate need of being cleaned out that it's a Jenga puzzle to try to get everything in there. All right, so I was making meatloaf today. Welcome in, come on in. And the one ingredient that I did not have was breadcrumbs. And usually I will keep bread in the freezer, you know, the back part of bread, and then I can make breadcrumbs. I needed the space and I just threw them all away. I know, what you gonna do? But now I have them. Another thing I have just got a couple years ago, but I really love, I have these containers and they came with little tops, but it has my measurements already on them. I love it. I wish I was cooking with my kids because then I could put everything out and they could just come and dump and stir. So I love these little cups for measuring. It just kind of has it all in one handy spot. Add a little more. And then when I get to it, I am all ready to move over here. I'm going to go ahead and get dinner totally set because after this live, we're starting the painting. And that's going to be on a different channel. So I'm going to be painting live over at Fabulous Nuts ASMR. You're always welcome to join me over there. That's just kind of, I have started talking in the live more than an ASMR live, but at night, if I do a live specifically at night, late in the evening, it's going to be more ASMR-y. I put the words Nona in, and that way people know I'm talking. I am going to talk through it, or vlog, or whatever we want to call it. Let me get some soap going. So, yeah, I just feel so behind in everything. Okay, so let me tell you what happened today, though. I woke up late. I need to reset my alarm clock. My alarm is set for the wrong time. So that threw me off. Like, why is this alarm starting? Yesterday, I had to take a nap. So, because I had not slept. I got like 2 hours of sleep the night before, so it was giving me a really bad headache. Well, then, of course, you're all thrown off with all of your, the dog's going to start barking, with all of your sleep patterns. So I'm still a little bit thrown off. I was still up a little bit late. So that extra 30 minutes this morning, It was okay. I mean, I'm not sad I missed it, or I got that extra 15. Sorry, I have a piece of hair wrapped on my finger. It's off now. But I just, so my sleeping's been a little bit off. Okay, I finally make it up, and I am moving. Coming downstairs, I always check in on my lives, do my YouTube stuff while I get my coffee, right? Because this is what we're doing in our retirement. Having fun on YouTube, and you connect. So I feel like there are people I'm visiting and doing this, and that's how on my other channel it's a lot of content creators, so and around the world. So I did that. Then I said, okay, let me go get dressed. I always get dressed and then walk the dogs. All right, so first I woke up late. Next thing I did, hey Patrick, listen to this. I have dry eyes. So sometimes when temperature changes or whatever, I just wake up and they're very dry. I went to grab my eye drops. I grabbed other medication that was sitting on the counter and put it in my eyes. I took the top off. Now, eye drops, you take the top off, you pick the bottle up and drop, right? The bottle that I grabbed was a bottle and it had a dropper. I took that dropper, leaned back and dropped medication for something else into my eyes. Just this eye. Thank goodness we keep water bottles right there because I couldn't get my head under the sink. But I was able to dump enough water and to rinse it out. It's still sore, but also I had the spray or the drops I was going to use to help flush it out. But I couldn't believe, it's still now, my eye feels like I have grit in it, even worse. So, I can't put on, I decided, I mean, I don't know if I could or not, but I don't want to put any eye makeup on or any mascara, anything. Just let my eyes breathe and do their thing. So I got that. So that was that. So then I got the dogs walked, and one of my dogs has an upset stomach. I'm giving him a bone, like a greeny bone in the morning, and I think it's too much for his little tummy. I think that's what's upsetting it. I think I need, even though I break it in half, I think he needs to get that every couple of days. Come on, here you go, Marley. Go ahead. Go get him. Go ahead. Go. Come on. Go find him. He wants to go get the birds, but he didn't want to walk outside. Now he's out there. Okay, so the dog has an upset stomach, but I really do think I figured that out. We get home, then I go to put everything together so I can come live, we can get dinner ready to move, and I don't have all the ingredients. Yeah, so I went to the store, and that has been my just fabulously wild morning. It has been just fabulously wild, but the good thing is, what I'm doing, there's no deadline. There's no deadline. My eyes are okay. I didn't have to go to the hospital to get them to flush it out. If I had needed medical care, I could have gone and gotten medical care. Nobody knows that I woke up 15 minutes late. Just me. There's nobody else in the house that would know. So all in all, I think I can put it in perspective, shake it off, do a breath, and we can move forward. And I think that's the name of the game. Every once in a while, my coffee coasters get a little sticky. So that's where we are. We are ready to move forward. Yeah, I was not going to do dishes with you, but here we are, right? Doing dishes together. However, it's painted. Behind my stove is painted. I am so happy to have the walls done. The rest will get there. My goal is to get the trim painted and to start stripping out the other room. so I can get that painted next week. That is going to be a major, major, major paint job. Come on, come on. Because I am going to go from the ceiling has to be painted. I actually want to paint a light fixture in there, the walls, the trim, and then the floor. And then to do the floors right, it takes a little bit of time. We're in a position where we're just pulling up carpet and not replacing flooring. Right now, truthfully, we are using subfloor. It's not ideal. It's not a forever. Hold on, let me close this door. Margaret, stop it. Stop it. Come here, come here. Let me see it. Come here. Here. There you go. I think his little tummy's bothering him, so he's extra grumpy. Extra grumpy. Oh, now he wants to come play, but we're not playing right now. So anyway, it's going to be a larger redo. So I want to have everything finished here. Yeah. So I'm going to block off. It's going to take a while, not just a day, but I'm excited to really get that done. And then I have not put anything back up on the walls in here. I make sure I'm saying that right. Yes, no, I haven't decorated here, and when I take everything down, I'm not going to decorate in there until I finish redoing it. And so I want to decorate both spaces because I'm going to be mixing things at the same time, and hopefully it'll turn out great. That is the main plan of it all. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. I have to say, I'm like double looking. I'm sneaking a peek, but Oh, the other thing, I am on week number 2 of my healthy eating habit, to start a new healthy eating habit. And right this minute, I'm not happy about it. Not happy about healthy eating habit. But that's okay. That is okay. Come on in the room, say hey. Feel free to leave a comment and a thumbs up. We are just vlogging away. This is for my husband. Let me go ahead while I am thinking of it. Sometimes frozen fruit is just as nice as our fresh fruit. And there we go. I love it mixed with yogurt. So, I'm gonna get that ready for my husband. All right. Put that in the fridge. I don't like to do too much at one time because it kind of gets watery as it melts. But that is what I am getting for lunch. A big thing of Greek yogurt with some berries mixed in. Even saying that's making me hungry. So yeah, we're doing that. And I don't know, it's just hard on days when you feel like things have gotten sideways. However, like I said, there's no reason for me to add stress upon myself. And now I have to stop and think, how often in life is our stressful feelings, stressful thoughts internal? How often is it us? I don't think anybody in the world has any expectations of how my day should go. I have no expectations of your day, how you are doing things today, what should you be doing, how should your life be going. I wonder how often do we, put expectations on ourselves, real or imaginary. Now, there are certain expectations in life. Pay your bills, take care, there's certain things that are basic expectations. And when you're living in a community, which would be a family unit, yeah, if you don't get out of bed for a week or two, it's going to be noticed, but, one day of things not going as planned, 1 week of things not going as planned, how does that affect us mentally? And is it affecting us mentally because we allow it to? It's very, very interesting thought. I truly believe the expectations I place upon myself at times have been extraordinarily unrealistic. And it seems to me, now that I think about it, during times of stress or stressful feelings, stressful times, the more I expect. In my head, the more I expect. And I just finally figured out how to get the chat where I wanted it to. And I think that's such a disservice. Who truthfully would know other than me? I'm going to say nobody. Nobody. Truthfully, nobody knows. Nobody remembers, nobody cares that in 2029, for 2 days, my children ate ice cream. Honestly, they it didn't hurt anybody, or that they were eating macaroni and cheese. That was an expectation I put on myself, or whatever. Oh, they were wearing hand-me-down clothes, or oh, they were not having this or not doing that. It was me. It was me. Nobody cared. Nobody in the world even knew. But with that expectation, boom, I am adding all kinds of stressors that quite frankly didn't need to be there. And am I still doing that? So am I doing that today? Will my family, when they come in from work, know that the dinner was cooked at this time? Well, my husband will, because he's on the live. But other than that, would they know? Do they even care? Or are they happy to sit down to something that's been made and that it's ready to eat and they didn't have to cook? I'm gonna bet it's the second one. So with that being said, let me get over here and grab what I'm gonna grab. I'm washing potatoes. We're gonna do some new potatoes, green beans, and meatloaf. Real complicated dinner, But before I eat or cook anything, I wash all I can wash. So, yeah, that's a very, very interesting thing I think we all have to be aware of at work. Yeah, there are deadlines. But other than that, unless you're being micromanaged, How much stress are we adding to our own lives? And how's it working out? And what do we do though? Here's the grand question. What do we do to release that stress? Okay, now we're aware of it. Now what are we going to do to change it? That's the question, right? How do we change this? How do we make it so we are not all consumed with worry about it? And I guess it just takes some time to be able to stop and say, is what's going on right now worth what I was feeling? And honestly, where I was when I came in from the grocery store, being frustrated with myself, having had a series of incidences this morning that put me behind, put me on edge, put me feeling like I need to take something for a headache, but I know that's going to make me sick. I think it got to a point just now where it was building and building and becoming stressful with, ain't nobody in this house but me. Nobody, you know. So I think instead of overreacting to the frustrations of life, I need to stop and take a minute. And I always tease my husband. And I always tease my family. So I'm a horse girl. I grew up with horses, around horses, had horses, blah, blah, blah. And I always tell my husband, my attitude is that of a high-strung, off-the-track thoroughbred. And it truly is. You know, I get agitated and I get kicking around and I get chomping and stomping and ready to run and yeah. That's definitely how I kind of see everything. So I'm making my meatloaf right now. I'm gonna go ahead and cook it and everything, but I don't use red meat because it's too expensive. So I was able. This is going to be a turkey burger meatloaf. If I see ground beef on a really good price, but I don't want to buy the inexpensive where it's just fat. So if I'm not buying something that's very lean, the thought of it just doesn't work out for me. So I am just dumping my ground beef. I can bring it over and we can do this together if you would like. To see, let me dry my hands real well. Just a basic loaf. This is like an old American staple. You know, it was a great way to get meat and get it too. All right, let's see. How does that look right there? Is that pretty good? Yeah. All right, so I have my ground beef. I'm just gonna set it to the side real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my oven. 2, 3, 75 for an hour. So bake 375. Start it. I'm so glad today is nice and cool out. So it's a great day to do this. I don't need that pan. I have all my pans in the chick. So I just take my old baking dish and let me find some aluminum foil right here in my dishwasher. Yeah, I don't use it as a dishwasher, as you can tell. It is my parchment paper, and here's aluminum foil. Not only is it aluminum foil, it's the very, very wide aluminum foil. I had bought it for the holidays. You know, when you're doing a turkey or something, you need a big piece to cover. But I'm going to go ahead and snag, so my cleanup this evening is easier, because I am all about the simplicity of life right now. Let me get that sticky stuff off. I don't want that cooking with me. All right. So sometimes it's longer. I get my stuff on sale, so throw that over there. All right, come back. And just get a nice long piece. Line my pan. And put it back in my dishwasher, because that's where I keep my stuff. All right. Too funny there, right? And then I have my pan. There. Now I won't have a big mess to clean up, because it's not going to get underneath. All right. Look at that. I am the best cruncher of aluminum foil ever. All right. So I have my aluminum foil. I have my potatoes over there. We'll get those going next. Move that tray back. Put this. I've washed my hands. And I am going to get all of my stuff moved over to you guys. All right. So I have this recipe called for milk. Got my milk. I have my seasonings. Dump those in. Today I am using the McCormick seasoning pack. I have my breadcrumbs. I have my ketchup. We put this in now or at the end. Mix all ingredients except the ketchup. No ketchup now. All right, and then we shall crack the eggs and beat them before we dump them in. Just a light beating. All right. Add in there, and one more. All right, a light beating it is. Beep, beep, beep. Ooh, got a piece of eggshell on my finger. All right, let's get those yolks broken. And yeah, fall is starting to emerge around here. How is it for everybody else? Dry my hands off. I'm gonna dump this in. Get it good, get it good, get it good, get it good. And here we go, the best part. Get to mixing. Get to mixing. Because it is a turkey and not a beef, it's going to be just a little bit looser. Oh, this is actually really loose. Wow, he's so obnoxious, isn't he? So with my meatloaf, hold on. I'll be right back. Let me go take care of that. Stop it. What do you see? Stop it. People can walk. He doesn't want anybody walking down the street. Nobody's allowed to exercise. All right, so this is definitely a lot looser than beef would be. It just didn't have the consistency. So what I am going to do is add, you guessed it, I am adding some more breadcrumbs, dry my hands, and then instead of using a lined pan, I'm going to put it in a baking dish, because I think that is going to be the best way to get this. It's just too loose. Way too loose. So we're gonna come on in with some breadcrumbs right like that. Okay. Now let's see what we have. Until I can form, let me get a spatula because that's, no, yeah. Go ahead, I'm getting my pan out. I have a nice pan. We're just gonna switch the aluminum foil from here to here. I just put on the aluminum foil so I can dump it and have it easier to pull it out. Truthfully, that's the only reason. There we go. So it should make it easier to get it out of the pan. All right, so we got it adjusted. We have to adjust. Now let me get back to working this in. You know, I don't know what was with the milk, but hey, we added a whole bunch more breadcrumbs. I just really kind of work it. I've never used this mix before, and so I was following their directions exactly, and it looks like I would not recommend using turkey because it's not going to stand up hard enough. You definitely, this had said to put milk in. There we go. Now it's getting a shape to it. Okay. But the turkey, it just doesn't stay together as well as a hamburger. But it looks like just extra breadcrumbs, we're going to really mix them in, has kind of fixed that right up. Yeah, that looks good, actually. So, like I said, I am going to, for the sake of getting it done, leave it in a dish. And we shall see. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll put it in. Yeah, there we go. So I'm still going to kind of shape the loaf shape while I'm here. All right. Yeah, that's good. And then we can smother it with the ketchup. But let me make sure we do it now. Hold on, let me. My bowl's all ready. All right, so let's see. Does it say to do it? Yeah, it did. It had said to put milk for my meatloaf. That was too much for that type of meat. But you live and learn, right? Shape the meatloaf into a loaf. Place it. Okay, but we have it there. Bake it for an hour. All right, let's see. Yeah, so we can go ahead and put the ketchup on top to let that flavor bake in. Ugh, even my ketchup is watery today. So hey, what are we gonna do? Got that going. And actually, because it is in a loaf pan, I'm not gonna, well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, well, won't that be special? I don't eat meatloaf because I think it's disgusting, but hey. There we go. We'll cook it for an hour and see what happens. It'll be fine. Right dead smack in the middle, 375, boom. Oh yeah, an hour. Shoot, I'm gonna give it an hour and 5 minutes. Just because it was that hour and 10. Because it was so runny. Actually, what I'm gonna do, hold on. At the 1 hour mark, I'll pull the loaf out. Oh, look at my mess. I'll pull the loaf out and put another piece of aluminum foil right across of it so that it can kind of bake a little bit longer. Oops, sorry, hands. Sorry, it's just like giving me a hard time now. I don't want it to, the top to burn and all, but it definitely is going to take more than an hour to fully evaporate that moisture in it. So while that's going, I am just going to get out a bowl. All right. And my little glass bowl. Oh, I should have made it in that pan. Oh well. It's over now. It's doing its thing. I don't have to worry. It is doing its thing. Okay, this can go away, this can go away, this can go away. I can get a big sip of my drink. These can go where they belong. Alright, let me put away. So after I do this, I'm going to go ahead and get, I am just going to put my frozen green beans. I'm just having a little bag of frozen green beans. I guess you can cook them in the bag, but I don't have a reason to. I would prefer to cook them right here in my glass bowl. And then I just, when everybody gets home, they won't take long because they'll be thawed. So I'm going to set that right on the counter for later. Actually, I'm going to set that right in the microwave. And then when they're home, it'll be 5 minutes. Boom. Microwave it is finished, right? We put the pan away. Yeah, I think your stomach's upset because of all the treats. All right, so my frozen green bean. There you go. My little dog eats more vegetables than anybody else. All right, so I have my potatoes. Let me pull them out and rinse them one last time. All right. Pull them out. All right. I need to get a bucket, honestly, and put in the kitchen to collect my wastewater because I hate to use water and then all of this water is just getting thrown out and there's nothing wrong with it. I could definitely, it just has dirt, water my plants or something. So that's one thing I definitely need is to get a wastewater bucket. All right, and I'm gonna rinse that one more time, just make sure they're clean. All right, so we're good with that. I'll set them there for a minute. So I'm just gonna put them on to boil and let them boil. After they're finished boiled, I'm not even gonna cut. I don't have to because they're small. These are just these small potatoes. Oh, excuse me. Because they're the small potatoes, I don't have to cut them or do anything. I can just dump them right in the pan, add some water, and let them do their thing. And they will be ready. And I can actually leave them sitting in their water until later. What I think I'm going to do is throw some chicken flavoring in the water, just it'll add a good taste. Oh, beef. Because we're having meat, so I'll add some beef stock to it. Not the stock, but you know the powder, the beef powder. Especially because they'll be sitting after they're cooked and they'll absorb some of the flavor. All right, so I have my water. And I can just go ahead and dump. And there we go. They will be ready to do their thing. I'm going to add, I'm just going to add some beef flavoring to the water. Like I said, the potatoes are going to sit in the water. The skin is on, so they're not something that needs to come out and be refrigerated right away. They can sit here covered on the stove until people get home to eat. They're not going to go bad. So I'm going to go ahead and add some beef flavoring just because they will absorb some of the flavoring and then just be done with that. And the beef flavoring will go real well with the other. I'm not going to add, butter. I let everybody in the family add their own. I grew up not eating salt on food. Like, it would have herbs and spices. Now, if the recipe called for the spice, it would be in the food, but to add table salt or something, I didn't grow up that way. So, let me turn that on. I am not used to it. What we have right now is, our green beans are ready. 5 minutes, they'll be ready for dinner. The potatoes, once they cook, I'll turn them off and just leave them in their water. They'll be fine for dinner. The meatloaf is in the fridge, in the oven. And when it finishes cooking, I'll go ahead, transfer it to another container, just because it's meat product, and put it in the refrigerator. Then we can warm it up when whoever is ready to eat, whenever they're ready to eat. And dinner is made, albeit not the time I wanted it to be completed, but it is completed. So the next on our list is, what? What is next on the list of things to do? Oh, I have one thing I want to do. If I can find my stool. Huh. I usually have a stool in the kitchen, but it is gone. Where's my kitchen stool? Who would take my kitchen stool? Well, I don't know who moved my kitchen stool. I don't know where my kitchen stool went to, but I happen to have a ladder handy because I am cleaning and painting. So with that being said, I can just hop up on the ladder. I am not decorating, so I'm trying to get things put away. This year, depending on where the house is and what's happening with everything, will depend on whether we even get our holiday stuff out this year. Other than just like one tree or something simple, not going all out, because I have a lot that needs to get completed and organized and put together, and how do we want to do it, and all of that kind of thing. How do we want to make it usable and suitable, and yeah. So one of the things, like I had said, I love glass, I love China, and I love, to change my environment. So I really think as I get going, things are gonna go into individual containers to be used. Ooh, these need to be changed. We had a cabinet, the things fall off, and the plastic pieces just got so old they just broke. This needs to be changed. So that's kind of where it is right now today. I am going to finish wash. And y'all stay and keep me company while I wash dishes yet again. And then we'll let the potatoes boil. We'll let the oven cook that meat. Yeah. And then we can go on. Right now, we're still cutting grass outside, and everything is so, oh, hold on, I didn't really even need to move everything, did I? We could have stayed right where we were. Yeah, we can kind of stay together, and I can do my thing right here. Okay, so right now, the lawns and all have a lot of grass extra when you cut it down, cut the weeds. So the dogs go out, or when you walk outside, especially early morning, it's a whole mess coming back in this house. A whole entire mess. So we need to definitely vacuum the floor again. Anything that's had meat in it, I have to do separate from my regular pots and pans. I don't like that. I'm so afraid of cross-contamination. So we shall see what's happening. Okay, Marley. But I definitely have got to get this painting part rolling again. The walls were completed. It looks good. I'm going to be live on just Fabulous Nuts ASMR painting today. Once I get all of this in a position where it can be finished up, and then I can definitely do that until something else pops up. Before I do that, I need to go back to the computer and do a little bit more YouTube stuff. And that's that. I do want to really think about and hear about what kind of unreal expectations do you put on yourself, and is it stuff you have internalized from that's what you've been told, or that's what your culture says to do, or is it a real life expectation? And it's just kind of like to hear, you know, where are you with that kind of thing? I think we all struggle, and we all struggle as our identities shift and change, because they do shift and change. Who we are at 20 is not who we are at 60. And that's for sure. Thank goodness. One, I couldn't keep up that lifestyle at 60. But two, you know, there's just a 20-year-old, yeah, you're lucky to make it through that age, right? So I think it's an interesting discussion. I think I'm definitely going to write that down as an idea for a video in my Deep Thought series. So I am going to, hopefully, maybe I'll be really doing great painting stuff, and we can come live over here again. I am, of course, like everybody on YouTube. He is such a jerk. Working for those watch hours, you know. So I will do what I can to get them. And it looks like it's a whole lot of live time. Which is fine. I just need to balance my live time with my videos, because I haven't done a video in a while, and I know early morning, it's not a lot of people live, but that's okay. This is when I'm live today. Like I said, perhaps later this evening, I can go back and we'll be live again. I'm not sure, but just keep your eyes out, keep your ears out, and we shall see what we have going on. And well, I still got a few minutes. And I just want to finish this bowl. Yeah, we get all of this dry, and then we'll say goodbye. How about that? Let me complete our process in here. So, another thing, after I wash meats like the container with the meat, and then I never use that rag for that. Again, you know, I get a new rag to use. So let me put that back. I don't know how other people do it, but that's how I do it. My dog did not like green beans, but he likes cucumbers and other things. Fruitcake. All right, let me just grab another rag. All right. And this little rag is so full of soap, I'm going to use it when I'm washing, because, oop, my water's boiling. Turn the fan on. So the only decorating I did do was over on the corner. My son has his coffee station, and I had everything sitting in a bowl, but I had a thing right here. Let me show you. And I had it in my utility room. So I had this in the utility room with my wash, and then I'm like, oh, that will be perfect for his coffee. He has all his coffee stuff right here. I had wanted to put it away, but he said, Mom, you know me, if I have stuff put away, I can never find it again. Which has really left things very interesting in trying to decorate and clean his space, because he needs to be able to see things, or his but he forgets he has them. So it'll be interesting what happens when we redo his space to make that a little bit more accessible for him. But I honored what he said, and there he goes. He has a nice coffee basket now. That is the only thing I have put back up. Oh wait, that's not true. That's not true. This was the other thing. Hold on, let me move the ladder. I am so proud of this. Here. Look, right here. I moved my tea, whoops, sorry, messy. I moved my tea set to this wall here. So where you can see, I have my stuff here. I had it on this wall and I moved it to this wall. So here we can come have some tea this afternoon together. That's the one thing I have put back together right here. And I'm a candle fanatic, so I went ahead and bought candles. So this evening we will have some tea together and we'll sit and touch base again. With that being said, everybody just have a fabulous day. If you're bored and want to watch somebody wash walls and paint, head on over to Fabulous Nuts ASMR. That's where I will be live today. Thank you for your time and just stay fabulous. Goodbye.